Bryan Kohberger, the man convicted of brutally murdering 4 college students, is now complaining about his prison conditions. Just weeks into his life sentence, he's already filed multiple grievances from behind bars. Kohberger's complaints, known as kites in prison lingo, range from missing food to claims of sexual harassment by other inmates. It's a far cry from the violent crimes he committed, but now he's obsessing over prison rules and meal standards. At first, they held Kohberger in a medical unit. Then, they moved him to J Block, the maximum security wing of the Idaho State Penitentiary. Almost immediately, the complaints started rolling in. He whined about not getting access to the commissary system. He griped about missing his lunch. He even complained that his meal trays weren't full enough. Talk about a change of priorities for a convicted killer. Kohberger didn't stop there. He asked to be transferred to another block, claiming other inmates were harassing him and causing disruptions. But the prison staff wasn't having it. They told him J Block was already one of the calmer units in the prison. Tough luck, buddy. On August 3rd, things took a more serious turn. Kohberger reported that other inmates were yelling sexually explicit threats at him. He even named one of the aggressors, a guy known as Peru. The prison staff looked into it and confirmed that some vulgar comments were made, but they couldn't pinpoint who exactly was behind the threats. Here's the kicker. Even after reporting these threats, Kohberger said he felt safe enough to stay put. So, the staff didn't take any further action. It's a harsh reality of prison life, especially for high-profile inmates like Kohberger. They're often seen as easy targets for harassment. Experts say there's a bitter irony in all of this. Here's a man who committed 4 brutal murders, and now he's nitpicking about prison policies and complaining about his meals. It's a stark contrast to the severity of his crimes. Prosecutors and prison consultants aren't surprised by any of this. They say verbal harassment is par for the course in prison, especially for inmates like Kohberger who've made headlines. It's a tough world behind bars, and he's learning that the hard way. On August 12th, things changed again for Kohberger. At a hearing, prison staff decided to place him in long-term administrative segregation. In plain English, that means solitary confinement. They said it was for his own safety and the safety of others. Kohberger understood why they made this decision, but he's not happy about it. He told the staff he hopes that one day he'll be able to live and hang out with other inmates. But for now, that's just not in the cards. So, what's life like for Bryan Kohberger these days? It's a far cry from his life before prison. He spends his days in isolation, complaining about his meals, and dealing with constant harassment from other inmates. This is just the beginning of his life sentence, and it's already proving to be a tough road. It's a stark reminder of how quickly life can change. One day, you're a free man. The next, you're locked up in a tiny cell, writing complaint after complaint about missing lunch items. For Kohberger, this is his new reality. The irony isn't lost on anyone. A man who showed no mercy to his victims is now begging for better treatment in prison. But that's the thing about justice. It has a way of catching up with you, even in the smallest ways. As Kohberger settles into his new life behind bars, one thing is clear. His days of freedom are long gone. Instead of planning his next move, he's now planning his next complaint. Instead of terrorizing innocent victims, he's now the one feeling terrorized. It's a fitting end for a man who caused so much pain and suffering. While his victims' families will never get their loved ones back, they can take some comfort in knowing that Kohberger is facing his own kind of hell every day. So, as Bryan Kohberger sits in his cell, penning his next grievance, the world outside moves on. His story serves as a grim reminder of the consequences of violent actions. From college campus to prison cell, from murderer to complainer. This is the new reality for Bryan Kohberger, and it's only just beginning.